Gather round, and let the night embrace you. For in the shadows of this world there are secrets whispered by the wind, and tales that chill the soul. Tonight, I shall lead you into the unknown, where darkness has a voice and the past refuses to be forgotten. But beware, what you hear may linger long after the story ends, haunting your thoughts and creeping into your dreams. So, if you dare, listen closely, for the tale I'm about to tell is not just a story, it's a warning. In the scorching sands of Egypt, beneath the shadow of the Great Pyramids, an ancient secret lay buried. For centuries, it remained hidden, its power unknown to the world. That was until Dr. Amelia Hayes, a renowned archaeologist, stumbled upon a sealed chamber during an excavation in the Valley of the Kings. Inside this chamber, shrouded in darkness, she discovered an artifact that would change her life forever, the Mirror of Ra. The mirror was unlike anything Amelia had ever seen. Its surface was polished to perfection, reflecting the dim light of her lantern with an otherworldly sheen. Intricate hieroglyphs encircled the frame, warning of the sun god Ra's wrath. Despite the warnings, Amelia felt a pull, a compulsion to uncover its secrets. She was a scientist, after all, driven by curiosity and the pursuit of knowledge. As she studied the mirror, Amelia's team grew uneasy. Whispers filled the camp, tales of curses and ancient gods seeking vengeance. But Amelia dismissed their fears as mere superstition. To her, the mirror was an artifact, a relic of the past, nothing more. She was determined to unlock its mysteries. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Amelia found herself alone in her tent, the mirror propped up before her. The rest of the team had retired for the night, but Amelia's mind buzzed with excitement. She ran her fingers over the hieroglyphs, translating them in her head. The eye of Ra sees all. His wrath burns those who dare defy him. Her heart quickened as she stared into the mirror's surface. For a moment, she saw only her reflection, her own eager eyes staring back at her. But then, something shifted. The reflection blurred, the image distorting as if the mirror itself was alive. The tent around her faded away, replaced by visions of fire and chaos. Amelia gasped as the scenes unfolded before her eyes. She saw ancient cities consumed by flames, their inhabitants fleeing in terror as the sky darkened with smoke. She saw Ra himself, his eyes blazing like twin suns, raining destruction upon the earth. And then she saw herself, standing at the heart of the inferno, her eyes filled with the same fiery wrath. The visions overwhelmed her, searing her mind with their intensity. She tried to look away, but the mirror held her captive. It was as if Ra's power had reached through the ages, binding her to his will. When the visions finally subsided, Amelia was left trembling, her heart pounding in her chest. The mirror's surface was calm once more, but the images lingered in her mind. She felt a burning need, a compulsion to act, as if the mirror had awakened something within her. The following days were a blur. Amelia became obsessed with the mirror, spending hours locked in her tent, gazing into its depths. Her team grew increasingly worried. They noticed the change in her, the way her eyes seemed distant, the way she muttered to herself, as if in conversation with something unseen. But Amelia paid them no mind. She was consumed by the visions, by the power of Ra that seemed to flow through her veins. She saw herself as a vessel for the sun god, chosen to carry out his will. The ancient warnings etched into the mirror were no longer threats, but commands that she was compelled to follow. It wasn't long before the compulsion took a darker turn. Amelia began to see her team as obstacles, barriers to Ra's grand design. The visions showed her what she needed to do, and she obeyed without question. One by one, her colleagues met their end. Accidents, the authorities would later call them. Tragic mishaps in the dangerous world of archaeology. But Amelia knew better. She had carried out Ra's will, purging the unworthy from his sight. By the time the authorities arrived at the dig site, Amelia was gone, vanished into the desert with the mirror in tow. The story of the cursed excavation spread quickly, a tale of madness and murder that would become another legend of Egypt's haunted past. But Amelia's story didn't end there. She roamed the desert for days, the mirror her only companion. The visions continued, driving her deeper into the wilderness, away from civilization and into the heart of the sun-scorched sin. She became a ghost, a phantom haunting the ruins of Egypt, her mind fractured by the power of the mirror. Years passed, and the legend of the Mirror of Ra grew. Locals spoke of a madwoman wandering the desert, her eyes burning with an unnatural light, searching for something or someone. Some claimed to have seen her, their stories filled with fear and dread. But none dared to approach her, for they knew the fate that awaited those who crossed her path. In the end, Amelia's fate became a cautionary tale, a warning to those who sought to uncover the secrets of the past. The Mirror of Ra was lost once more, buried beneath the sands, its power waiting to be unleashed upon the next unsuspecting soul. And so, the cycle continued. The mirror's curse living on, waiting for the day when it would be discovered again, its dark power once more unleashed upon the world.